Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Politics on Channels Television. I'm Millicent Walker. On the news this hour, former INEC chairman Professor Maurice Iwu is seeking the court's permission for bail after he was remanded yesterday following his arraignment by the EFCC on a 4-count charge of concealment, fraud and money laundering of 1.2 billion naira. Some members of the APC in Kogi State have gone to court to restrain the party from adopting the indirect voting mode of selecting its candidate for the forthcoming governorship election. And the Director General of the APC Governors Forum, Mr. Salihu Lukman, blames the national chairman of the party, Adams Ashomale, for the diminishing fortunes of the party, says party worse off under him. Welcome everyone to the program, and we kick off yet again from the courtroom today where a former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Maurice Iwu, wants to go home and will today know whether or not he will be released from the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos yesterday ordered his remand till today, August the 9th, when his application for bail is expected to be heard. Well, this followed his arraignment by the EFCC before Justice Chuka Obiozo on a 4-count charge of concealment, fraud and money laundering of 1.2 billion naira. Professor Iwu has pleaded not guilty. In the charge, the EFCC claims that Professor Iwu allegedly aided the concealment of the sum of 1,203 million naira between December 2014 and March 2015. The money is believed to be part of the 23.29 billion naira slush fund allegedly shared by former Petroleum Minister Diziani Alison Madueke to influence the outcome of the 2015 presidential elections. Professor Iwu has pleaded not guilty to the charges. However, if convicted, the former INEC chairman faces a prison term of not less than 7 years and not more than 14 years in accordance with Section 15, subsection 3 of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act of 2011. In another court case, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has asked parties in a suit filed by 4 aggrieved members of the Kogi State Executive Committee of the All Progressives Congress to maintain status quo pending the hearing and determination of the suit on August the 19th, 2019. Now, the aggrieved members are seeking an order of court to restrain the party from adopting the indirect voting mode of selecting its candidate for the forthcoming governorship election. Justice Taiwo sitting as a vacation judge and a ruling on an ex-party application filed by members of the Kogi State Executive of the APC held that, in view of the urgency of the matter, it will be better to give accelerated hearing to the main suit rather than grant the interim injunction that's being sought. He also says he will abridge the time for hearing to enable the court hear it and deliver its position. He also says therefore ordered that nothing must be done until the hearing and dispensation of the main suit on the 19th of August this year. 4 aggrieved members of the All Progressives Congress in Kogi State had filed an ex-party application asking the Abuja Division of the Federal High Court to restrain the party from adopting the indirect voting mode of selecting its candidate for the forthcoming governorship election. Now, the plaintiffs, who are members of the State Executive Committee as well as delegates in the primary election slated for August the 29th, predicated their actions on the grounds that the indirect system of voting, if allowed, would not provide a fair and level playing ground for all participants. The plaintiffs in the ex parte motion include Destiny Arome, Isa Abubakar, Noah Aku and Joy Onu, first to 4th plaintiffs respectively, while the APC is a defendant in the case. The APC primary is to elect the party representative for the Kogi State governorship election. But let's get more on the details of the proceedings in court today. Our correspondent Amaka Okafor is reporting from venue of the premises. Amaka, pray tell, what's the latest on the substantive matter?
The substantive matter will be heard on the 19th, even though the lawyer to the respondents, that is the APC, wanted it to be heard earlier. But Justice Taiwo said that he will hear it on the 19th and make sure he's done with it before the 29th, which is the date for the primaries in Kogi State.
Another thing a lot of people are asking, the judge has said that this will be done in haste because there is the date of the 29th, I believe, of August that they've set for the primaries. Are all parties accepting this?
Well, the lawyer to the four applicants and plaintiff in the suit, because they're both the plaintiff in the main suit and then they are the applicants in the ex parte motion. He has no issues with the dates given by Justice Taiwo, and he also felt that the ruling that all parties to maintain status quo was the right thing to do, and he did commend the court for at least giving this order, and he hoped that by the time they come back on the 19th, he will be able to lay his case before the court.
All right, we'd like to thank you, Amaka Okafor, with the latest there on that particular story. Also in Kogi State, the Deputy Governor, Simon Achuba, he appears to be facing battles, and this is in several fronts, as the All Progressives Congress in the state has suspended him for anti-party activities before, during and after the 2019 general election. Now, the state chairman of the party, Abdullahi Bello, is alleging that some of the actions taken by the embattled deputy governor constituted an embarrassment to the APC in Kogi State. He alleges that Mr. Achuba had worked for the candidates of the opposition parties during the presidential, national and state assembly elections in the state.
The All Progressive Congress Kogi State wish to inform the press of the receipt of several petitions from party stalwart and stakeholder in Iyanu ward of Ibaji local government of H.E. Elder Simon Achuba anti-party activities before, during and after 2019 general election. He was alleged to have discreetly and openly worked for the candidates of the opposition parties during the presidential, national and state assembly election as against the candidate of the All Progressive Congress. As you are all aware, the All Progressive Congress does not condone acts of indiscipline, discretions and anti-party activities from any party member, no matter how highly placed. To this end, the State Working Committee of our great party, having deliberated on the recommendation of the Disciplinary Committee of the APC Iyanu Ward and Ibaji local government chapter of the party, hereby resolve to uphold Elder Simon Achuba's suspension from the All Progressive Congress. His suspension is with effect from August 7, 2019.
And to some security-related matters, the House of Representatives Minority Caucus, they've called for a judicial panel of inquiry, and this is into the killings of some policemen allegedly by some military men. The Minority Caucus of the House, in a statement press release endorsed by the Minority Leader, Honorable Ndudi Lumelu, says it condemns in strong terms the killing of 3 police officers allegedly by military personnel in Taraba State and the purported escape of a kidnapped kingpin, Alhaji Hamisu Bala Wadume, saying these incidents have further demonstrated why the country was far from winning the war against insecurity. The caucus says the situation where security agencies turn their guns at one another, leading to the questionable escape of hardened criminals, points to leadership failure in the security sector. The Minority Caucus says, quote, as opposition lawmakers in the House, we are calling on the federal government to immediately institute a judicial panel of inquiry into the incident with a view to unraveling the circumstances that led to the unwarranted incident. It must not be swept under the carpet as usual. In the meantime, the president has ordered an investigation into the killing of the 3 policemen by soldiers. The directive formed part of discussions between the president and security service chiefs at the State House. They also reviewed efforts at securing lives and property in the country and expressed satisfaction with the progress made.
A committee will be set up under the Defense Headquarters, set up by Defense Headquarters to critically investigate the circumstances. No individual or group of individuals undermines the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Nigeria.
Now, the police panel investigating the killing of the 3 officers arrived in Jalingo, Taraba State on a fact-finding mission. The Inspector General of Police had announced the setting up of the investigative panel on Wednesday, shortly after the news of the incident broke out. Now, the team headed by Deputy Inspector General of Police Mike Ogbizi declined comment, saying that they need to appraise the situation before revealing any information. The panel will proceed to Ibi Wukari, where the incident happened.